everybody, and welcome back to Arkanja's Gaming. Arkanja's here, bringing you some more Space Engineers and the Trader Star System scenario. Alright guys, if you are new to the channel, please do remember to subscribe, tap that like button, tap that notification bell, and leave us a nice comment below. Alright guys, welcome to April 2024. I hope you guys have had a great few days, that you didn't get into too much trouble on April the 1st. And if, in case you're wondering, the Great White Handkerchief is not coming too soon, but it will be coming at some point. Uncle Caesar has decided to grab that tissue. Alright. So, if you're Jack Travatel, yeah, you might have to worry. Alright, guys. Right. After that little joke, and having to go back to Windows temporarily just to be able to sort things out, we are going to start our own little base, and we're going to have to do this because of the fact that we are struggling. I mean, frankly, I love this ship. I love what it can do, but I think the space pod has come to the end of its useful lifespan. So I think what we're going to have to do here is we are going to take it probably actually, before I do that, let's add a waypoint, because I just realised we don't have a waypoint for this particular station. This is actually another CLPR station. So at least now we can find it. Okay. The question is do we... No. Okay. Just thinking to myself about how to do this. Okay, get the engines on. We don't want it. Oops. Yeah, we don't want it to actually. There we go. So even though we can fly, we've got a ship that can barely do anything, and we really need to start being able to grab resources. So I'm thinking about a base that we can make that we can add the resources whenever we want. So let's just... Oh, where is it? There we go. So we're now locked down. So we'll turn off those engines. Turn off the gyroscope. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay. Now to begin with, we're going to need some materials. So let's get them on the go. Right. Basically, what we're going to do to begin with is we're going to lay down a foundation. We're going to add in a couple of tall towers for some wind turbines, so that we can actually have... Oh wow, I could have chosen a little bit more of a flat terrain, because this is well on the proverbial. All right, well, we'll just have to work with it. Okay. So, bring up our G menu, which is our toolbar config. We're going to add in the light armor components. Add in some of these cylinders. And then within solar panels, we have our wind turbines. And we need some batteries. So, start our base. So I'm going to make this 10 long. Which should be a good start. And I'll make it 10 by 10. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5 that way. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, so that isn't going to be too smart. Okay. So maybe we are going to just have to keep on going that way. So what's that? That was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you see, it's coming out of the ground now. We can sort of create an artificial support. We could even just do a bit of a fill-in job. We don't actually have to do all of it at this time. That should be enough. There we go. Right. Well, we're not going to get much far if we don't fill this bit in as well. So this is probably going to take a little bit of time just to create everything that we need, because you think about it, we've got now, well, we don't actually have to, but we do need to weld this up at some point. Oops. Well, I'll tell you what, as we are going to be taking apart this pod, we might as well utilise some of the resources from it, because we are going to be making ourselves our own ships from, or our own ship, sorry, more accurately. Why can't I get out of here? There we go. There we go. We'll take. No, we won't take that one just yet. Okay. All right. So we've got that in place. We are now going to need... I mean, ideally up there would be the best place to actually have the wind turbines. But we put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not including that one that just dropped to the ground. Do another one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put a square block on top. Like this. In that way we can then have, or should be able to have, if I've got this right, wind turbines in all directions. So if we now go 6, we go wind turbines. Oh, I see. So these two vane ones are a lot bigger. Alright, there we go. So that's the outline for them. And what I'm going to also do, I'm going to take two of these out, like we did with the Heaven's Gate. We're going to have the batteries in the floor. So we are going to need a lot more resources. We'll get the batteries done first because we need to ensure that our little platform does not disappear. So let's see, what do we need in terms of steel plate? We'll call that 80, 100, 130, 140. Hey, oh my, that's computers, you muppet. Right, so 80, 9. Oops. Finger was heavy on the A key. So call that 80, 110, 115 more of them. 160 power cells. 60 con and 50 comp. Right, whilst that's going, we will also try and figure out what we need for these. So let's just start with two of the wind turbines. So let's see, we need 80 interior plate. Oh, we've got 72. So that's that for a starter. 16 motors, 40 con. Uh, 48 girder for computer. Actually, that didn't take that long to actually produce the power cells that were required. We'll let it produce everything, then we'll grab it, and then we'll go and make those this dream a reality. I was wondering for a second there whether it was actually going to make them or not. The computer's right at the end. Right, there's one. And there's 2. Well, actually, they're spinning reasonably fast, so maybe this is going to work. There we go. I mean, let's have a look at our wind turbines. Optimal. Nice. I mean, we can do something about those corners eventually if we wanted to. But right now, I think this will do quite nicely. Right. I think our next major port of call is going to have to be a form of storage, because we need to break down our existing ship and, well, basically put stuff somewhere. So I'm going to start with a small a small cargo container even. Actually, what is missing? Nothing. So I'm not sure why that was showing it in my build menu. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, let's get a small cargo container built. We'll want that somewhere that's relatively out of the way.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Come back here. Okay. No, that's no 2, so I bother. Okay. I was hoping that I could that I had a second cargo container, but I don't think I do. Right, actually, the basic refinery, I'm going to shove this side. And the same with the assembler, because it doesn't matter if it's hanging at the moment. Okay, that's those 2 sorted out. Okay, well, let's transfer this stuff across. Might have to create a ramp. That can go in there. Refinery, gravel can go there. Fortunately, this is probably going to be the tedious part, running back and forth, transferring all this cargo. But it'll be worth it all in the end. Right, so. Okay, so there we have it. That's all the cargo transferred. So now, I'm hoping I can actually take out this cargo pod without the entire thing falling apart in a very unexpected and spectacular way, potentially blowing up. There we go. So, we now have a cargo container. That is a yay moment. Right. Okay. I think now it's a case of slowly but surely, let's rip this entire thing apart. And why did that suddenly drop like a stone? Alright, tell you what we're going to do. Next big thing, and this really is probably going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, is we are going to need the O2H2 generator. So let's get that. Oh, crud. Lightning. Yikes. Yeah, let's have that way. Come on. Thank you. Wow, that really is
Inventory full.
kind of spectacular. $10K, Jesus.
Inventory full.
Alright. Run, Forrest, run. Alright. The obvious question will be, where is that ice gone? And it's probably halfway down that hill right now. There it is. So I was wrong.
Inventory full.
Yeah, definitely going to have to put a ramp here. Because otherwise this is going to become quite annoying, having to keep on trying to get around. No, can't do a set of stairs. That'll do. At least it's something where I can actually climb. This probably is going to be the boring part, taking the old ship apart.
Inventory full.
We've got to start somewhere.
Inventory full.
I can't reach it from here. Okay. What? Really? Alright. Well, that was annoying. But rather than having to go all the way back to Earth with a new bloody space, let's just... Yeah. There we go. I just don't get that. It's like... It's not like I ran into it at like 110 meters per second. I didn't even go that fast. There are times I think that the settings that were used for collisions are not fair. Hold on. Where's the rest of it? And it's decided to despawn. All that stuff. Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. That's not fair. Just because I collided with it, oh yeah, we're going to just despawn that entire segment. What? Doesn't make sense. I've got to check the trash removal system. I don't know why it did that. It just... Sorry, no, I do know why it did that. Because of where it respawned me was so far away from the space pod, because the respawn was, sorry, the I'm having a moment where I can't think. Because the survival kit was not active. Alright, so I'm going to have to move this. Now, respawn point. The survival kit even. There we go. Can I now do this without actually crashing into it and dying for no apparent reason? Thank you. Wow, look at the amount of stuff that we've actually had to craft already. I mean, a lot of this we can then take to that nearby trading station and just sell. Right.
Inventory full.
Alright, just come up with an interesting idea of how to start all of this. Ooh. Alright, let's take all that over. Because like those hydrogen collectors and things like that, we can actually create ourselves a little bit of a farm to be able to gather the resources that we need. Whoa! It's like it was trying to crush me. Alright, so this time around we actually, well, I made an actual better shake of it.
Inventory
So
full.
we actually survived and we've got all those resources. I mean, look at it. Okay, and we're sort of back to the original spawn point, although I think the front section and the tail section have gone their separate way. Oh, actually, it's not a case of think, I know. Alright. Yeah, it scrapped all the power cells, which is what I thought.
Inventory full.
There it is. Okay, let's see. Probably the best thing to do would be start from the top and work our way down. Bollocks. Didn't mean to do that.
Energy low. Inventory full.
I will say this, at least we've got some spectacular views. I mean, look, we got these wonderful mountains. I mean, yeah, we could probably do with clearing some of these trees, but, you know, we'll get that to that in due time, I guess. If we decide to actually make a big base on this planet, that is. Okay. Now, I'll drop some resources down here, so... And that, when I was...
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Oops. At least we're recovering a lot of the... I think this entire thing is slid... yeah, it's turned over, I think, and slid down. Alright, let's get rid of this.
Inventory full.
Aha! There's that resource I lost earlier. Okay, so that's the tail section done. Now, I do understand that we are going to lose all of that oxygen and hydrogen that we spent time collecting and
Inventory full.
yeah, after doing a lot of painstaking mining and all that. But in the end, it's all going to serve, to quote Hot Fuzz, the greater good. And at the moment in my mind I can hear the echo of the rest of the group going, the greater good. I mean, I know they were the bad guys and all, but it was like absolute genius comedy. Oh, I was hoping that was going to turn over, but... Alright, tell you what, I'm going to get rid of this because I know those drills are going to contain a lot of resources. Wow, look at that. Several thousand sheet metal in there. Now let us just take a moment to bow our heads and pay respects to the respawn pod that got us this far. And now to build something better. Right. So we've got tons and tons and tons of good resources here. We can now build a mining ship to actually bring us a little bit of peace of mind, I guess. Because I don't know about you guys, but my head was pounding like a bass drum every time I had to, mine. It was like, this is untenable. There's no way we can continue in this way. We have got to do something about it. So now that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to actually do something about it. Now, I'll make this one hydrogen only. Actually, I'm going to No, actually, I am going to use the base atmospheric thrusters. Yeah, I'm going to use them. Actually, I'm going to use those in combined with the sci-fi ones because I think I can come up with something really quite spectacular. We need gyroscopes. We need ore detector antenna. The refineries and all that, we'll bring them back here to the base. So we'll make them here at the base, sorry. At some point we are going to need some base defences. What else do we need? We need some lights. So the number of times I started mining and I've got no lights. And we'll probably need both of the conveyors, a connector. Actually, let's do it that way, so we can bring in the small conveyor pipe as well. Think that should be everything that we need just to start us off. Right. So, control scroll. So I'll make that way front. Okay, I want this thing to be a bit like the, you know, in the Learning to Survive campaign. Yeah, we had a nice, almost flat ship, I think you'd call it, to be able to like build. So to be able to mine. I like the fighter cockpit. It just works for me. Oh yes, that's the other thing we're going to need. How could I forget drills? Because in the end, we're going to need them. So I want something like that. I think maybe we'll have a couple more at the back here as well. You know, sort of like a bit further back. You know, to sort of make it look a little different. Okay. I think first things first. Let's get what we need for these parts. Should be able to just, yeah, we can just pull them with the middle mouse button there. There we go, that's the animated cockpit animation. Okay, so that allows us to see what we're doing and how we're going to go about things. Now, what I have forgotten is we can actually include, because we could, if we make this in such a way that we can actually interchange parts, I think that might be the best way forward. So I have the O2, and then we've got the hydrogen tanks and all that sort of stuff. So, okay, let's. So we've got an O2H2, an O2H2 cough. Okay, O2H2 converter even. Right. Oxygen tank can go there. Right, that's the large hydrogen tank, and then we've got the small ones. Now for these, we're going to need to find a way of being able to place these in. Right, let's start by getting this in place. Okay, so that shows us that's what we got there. Because batteries... We can slap these on either side. Sort of like that. Oh, so, okay, so we need 39. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Okay. So, we've got batteries, we've got the landing gear, we've got the cockpit. We've got the O2H2. We do still need a hydrogen tank. At least that clears out toolbar 3. Cargo. We need some way of being able to store the materials that we're going to be picking up. So we'll have a cargo container. And then on the back of there, not a collector, we'll have our connector. So it's a bit more of a snub ship, because that's sort of what we want. We don't want anything too big, too bulky, too cumbersome. Okay. So that's the connector done. We do need some spotlights. How much is true? Okay, let's have another look at these hydrogen tanks. Now there's a connector there. Probably 2 will be enough. Now I'm thinking that I've probably got these one too low. Need to be one level up. Like, yeah, I think I have. I mean, having that one on the nose, I like that. But that doesn't fulfill the purpose that we maybe those hydrogen tanks could have stayed there. No, actually, better idea. Those tanks we'll put there. And then where's the armoured ones? There we go. Hey. There we go.
Energy low.
This is the great thing about these wind turbines. They go day and night. Okay. Now what? Shouldn't be a problem with them being there. I got the steel plate. Maybe it's too close to the cockpit. So let's include a straight segment in here. Right, there we go. Actually, that sort of works in our favour. So we'll rinse and repeat on this side. Sorry, I've got to take something. So, get in. Our connectors. It's all built up there. Okay, so we've now got. Actually, I think that could just stay like that. Well, quite a terrifying looking front end to the ship. I mean, that on its own looks quite terrifying. I mean, we could make something that's quite sleek and sexy out of this, if it's done correctly.
Fuel low.
Okay. Oh, it's actually done it immediately. Huh. Cool. Right. So yeah, I think it's now time for a little bit of armor. No, sorry, no, correction. Haha. Won't go very far, will it? We need engines. Right. So that's forward. And where do we put back? Can we get them in there? Yeah, we can get that all snuggled in. So that's forward and back. We will need left and right. And there's up and down. Do you know what? Let's add 4 in each direction. Question is where do we add in the additional reversing thrusters? I think the idea of having it as a multifunctional, I think, is a stupid idea now in hindsight. Let's just stick with something simple.
Inventory full.
We'll just have this as an atmospheric only. I thought I heard Wolf. Alright, let's take care of him. Stuck. Run off. There we go. Alright. So where are we? Atmospherics. We got quite a few. Okay. For now, call it the At Miner. We'll call those, just call it thrust. Sorry, my fingers went a bit dyslexic there. Forgot where the keys were. I'm not sure whether that's dyslexia actually, or actually, what's that other one called? Is it Alzheimer's? The one where you forget things? Either way. At a moment. No. Turn off your bloody things. Thank you. No, crouch, not bloody thrusters. Thank you. I'm sure my fingers did that one on purpose. Okay, so it's 4 forward, 4 back. That's weird. It's only taking for 4 and then deleting the other 4 I put in there. Okay. 8 in there. Pull. Let's see how many we get done. One, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that is... That's freaky. Alright, something weird is definitely going on here. I mean, it's like this is like an April's punk out or something. Huh? There we go. Okay. So basic ship wise, we've got our thrusters in place. Right, so tanks can come out. Let's get rid of that. We've got in our engines. We'll move those. So we've got a few components we still have to place. And some of these can be tricky. So... let's get 100 of those. 100 of those, please. Whatever we can of those. Okay. Okay, so there's our antenna. We're going to need somewhere for an ore detector. Let's have that like that in there. Oops. We're going to need a gyroscope as well. Have that in the center. I need to clear some room. Then drop whatever we can back. There we go. Okay, so we've got comms facilities as well. We just need to illuminate our way. No, just crouching backwards, not crouching X. Come on, fingers. Work. And it shall light your way. Okay, so we've got our basic features in place. I think it's time to put down some armor. Give it a body. So let's take grit out of that. That one. And the curve one. Should be all that we need. Okay. So I'm going to pad that out like that. And then have slight slope there. That goes there. I just realised I forgot to do hold that one there because once I place that, hard to get to. Right. And what I'm thinking is a bit of very narrow armour there. Full block there. think that's going to look quite nice actually. Not really sure what to do with this front end. Do something like that, just to sort of give it a little bit of personality. Wonder if there's a flat piece that can go in there. I mean, because I know that goes in there like that, but I want something that's a little bit flatter. Will actually sort of take on that sort of shape. Yeah, sort of, but I want the mirror version, slope transition tip mirror. There we go. Then what I can then do is go in like that. And then in there, is this, oh sorry, wrong one, in number 6, sorry. You got that bit there, add that with it sort of looks right. Okay, now to try and mirror it. So because I did that bit there. Ah, that was right, yeah. So that was like that. That goes like that. That goes like that. And then that goes there. Then we did all the way to the front bit. Then we did a bit like that. Right. We can join that up in a minute as well, so but yeah, I think I remember how to do this now. That one there. That one there. And then transition tip in there, coupled with light armor corner in there. Got the slope in there, and then this There we have it. We've got a nice little armoured like corner piece there. As for this, I think the easiest way of doing this would probably be just a simple transition like that. Oh, wow. Looks more like a racer than it does a mining ship. Alright, now let's start sorting out bits and pieces. Okay. Now what I am going to do... Let's do it this way. Is go at miner space hyphen space, and then prefix everything. Okay, so that's all the drills. At miner batteries. We already got the thrusters all grouped up. So if I go thrusters, there you go, that's all the thrusters. Lights are lights. Other than that, we are golden in that regards. Okay, right. Batteries. We want recharge on and off. Atmospherics on and off. Right. We want connector in the last one. We may want to add more landing gear, but for now we will just put that in as auto lock. All block tools. Definitely want the drills in that. We will have the gyros. Ore detector and the antenna. Whew. Alright. So far, so good. We have ourselves the starter of our mining ship. Now, I am thinking we might need to add in some more reversing thrusters at some point. I'm not entirely sure where or how we're going to do this. Actually, because the reason why I say that is we're going to... Okay. Brand new ship, and I've already decimated the... what is it? The landing gear. Although, mind you, saying that, in complete retrospect, we could always put in some magnetic plating, like we did on our space pod when we still had it. Right, okay. Nothing that big. Problematic. Got an idea though. We'll create a new style of landing gear for this ship. Right, hopefully. There we go. At minor magnetic plate. Plates is in plural this time round. Hopefully this will do better. Okay, auto lock on and on. Off and on, sorry, switch lock. Okay. Right, next thing I'm thinking is engine layout.
Inventory full.
Should be fine. Where are we? Sci-fi large. We want the large one in here. Facing that way. Ah, bollocks.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Alright, let's clear the inventory then. Otherwise this is going to get frustrating. But yeah, I think this is just going to be a case of playing with the build. Because taking off was an absolute chore. Okay. Okay. Right, so now I think what we're going to have to do is we can utilise these other style of thrusters. Around the ship for things like reversing and things like that. I was saying that we might be able to pull off. Yeah, even better. Okay, so rather than actually having the D-shaped thrusters, although they do look good on certain builds for like things like transports and things like that, which we are going to have to build, I think, based on what I'm seeing here. Whoa. Okay, so that will handle our reversing needs. Now for the downward, however, these things are going to be an absolute legend, because we can pop in a few here and there. Because we don't really need that much for downward thrust, do we? Right. Let's start off with our sci-fi thrusters. We'll get them built up. We'll take this for another test drive for we end this, and we'll do a mining run. Yeah, an actual proper mining run next session. By that point I would have added in a connector on the base to be able to charge up the batteries and get them fully charged for the operation. Alright guys, there you go. See what I mean? You got the thrusters there. It's still in line with everything else. It still looks nice and sexy. So oh, look at that. Straight away, immediate response. Might want to add in a couple more of those downwards for if we're doing like nose down maneuvers. Could do that maybe either side of the cockpit. Actually, it's sort of like the hot rod style for the reversing engines. You know, sort of like a dual hot rod. Sideway thrusters could do with a little bit more work as well, maybe. Let's level out. Alright. Okay, so we are down and we are locked in. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it here for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, catch me next time on Conscious Gaming for another episode of Space Engineers and the Trader Mining... the Trader Star System, sorry. We will get this mining done. Remember to check out my other content. I've got things going on in Ark. I've got things that's going on in 7 Days to Die. I've got loads of other games that I've also done or I'm in the process of. If there's anything you want me to continue doing, then let me know. I will continue making videos for those games as well. And yeah, guys, please keep on subscribing, keep on liking this channel. It helps me to help you. And I'll catch you next time, guys, on Arcangela's Gaming.